In my history of owning Saabs, I have come to learn that these cars are quite quirky. And if you own a Saab, you probably also know that. In the past, I have filmed some quirky feature videos on other cars I've owned. I'll link one of those in the top corner for an example. And well, this car is no exception. So today we're going to go over 10 quirky features of the new gen Saab 900. Some of these I know you all probably already are familiar with, but some of them are probably going to come off as a surprise. Let's get started. Many of the quirks that I have on this list pertain to the inside of the car, but before we step inside, let's start with quirk number one, which is outside here, particularly in the front of the car. Now, if you have one of these cars, you might know that when you put the car in reverse, there are actually special lights that come on in these cornering lights that essentially illuminate both sides of the car out in this area. Now you might be wondering, why do I need additional light in the front if I'm backing up? Well, it is tremendously helpful if you're parking in a tight spot. Maybe there's a wall over here or something that might be in the way. That having that light, particularly at night, of course, is very helpful in distinguishing and avoiding, maybe scraping your bumper or something else. It's also a little bit of a safety feature, I guess you could phrase it that way too, since we all know Saab is so paranoid about safety. Now let's hop inside the car for our next handful of quirks. Number two has to do with manual specific cars, and that is the shift up light. So if you've ever driven a manual car on this platform, and there are other Saabs that have this same feature, if you're, driving along, let's say I'm driving through this parking lot in first gear and I'm just kind of sitting at like 3,000 RPM. If the car can tell that you can shift into the next gear, whether it be second gear, third gear, whatever, to, be more efficient or just get better driving dynamics, it will illuminate a little shift up light on the gauge cluster for you, telling you to shift to the next gear. Now, the nice thing about this is if you're accelerating in first or second, third, whatever, and you get on it, the shift up light will actually turn off because it knows that you're trying to accelerate pretty quickly. But I've always thought that is a really cool little feature, and it's been one of my favorites. Now, moving on to the third quirk here. This is one that pretty much any modern Saab has, so I'll go over it quickly. Of course, we have the key here in the center console. Now, of course, any car that's not a Saab, well, there are some Saabs that still have it back behind here. They usually have the key, of course, back here on the steering column. Now, the reason why Saab put it down here was really twofold. Number one is for security. Is a lot more difficult to kind of steal or hijack a car that has the mechanism down here. And number two, the main reason why they did this is for safety. So, of course, if your key is up here, let's say you get in a really nasty crash and your dashboard gets pushed towards you, that key can go straight into your knee or another part of your lower body that could cause some substantial injury. So taking this sharp metal object away from your body and putting it down here is a very smart safety measure. Now let's go ahead and start the car. And you can see one of our next features we have is actually right here, and that is to test the brake lights. So you can see that as soon as I start the car, I get this light up here on the SID, the Saab information display, that tells me to test my brake lights. So essentially every single time you start this car, and this is one of the goofiest quirks on this list, I think, every single time I start this car, I can drive away, I can do whatever, but this message will stay here no matter what until I press the brake pedal to confirm that all the brake lights work. So once I hit that brake pedal, and it confirms all three lights are working as they should, it'll go away, and now I have all my information that I need. But the test brake lights, I think we can contribute that one to safety, but it's a very odd and goofy scenario. Now, our next quirk is actually another one that you probably saw on the startup. This one kind of calls back to the airplane background that Saab has, the jets, the military stuff, etc. And that is this little fasten belts light. Now, a lot of cars, do have like a fasten seatbelt light, but this one is kind of particularly unique in that it's a whole separate little feature of sorts on the dashboard. It takes up a pretty significant amount of space. When you first turn the car on, you probably saw that illuminated in red. This has always just reminded me of airplanes and being on an airplane, and as a result, that actually leads me to my next quirk, number 6, which is black panel. Now, depending on what Saab model you have, this is either called black panel, night panel. Essentially what this does, and I'll put some footage on the screen of it at night as well, is when you push the black panel button. Right now it doesn't really look like it did anything except turn everything off. But essentially what it does is when you're driving at night and there might not be a lot of light out and there's a lot of light in here from the car, it simplifies this instrument cluster for you and makes it a whole lot easier to kind of focus your eyes on the road in the darkness ahead, as opposed to focusing on all the bright lights on the interior. This is something that's often used in jet fighters and airplanes as well. So it's really cool to see that they implemented that feature. While a lot of people might think it's worthless, it's pretty cool to see that they implemented it into this. And if you own a Saab and you have used this feature, you know that it is incredibly useful if you're driving on a dark road at night. The seventh quirk, we need to rotate over to the center console here. And if you flip this little, what I think is honestly kind of a useless armrest because it's mounted so low, if you flip that up, you'll see that there's not only a little cup holder in here, but there's actually also a coin holder. I have not seen many cars that have had these before. Very unique. You can see I have my change organized very neatly between my pennies, dimes, and quarters, but you can see that this pushes down and you can store quite a few coins in there and easily slide them out if you need to get them. But better than having loose change sitting in here rattling around making noise. It's just a good little organizational feature that not many people probably use, but if you know it's there, it's pretty cool. Now for quirk number 8, this is a manual specific quirk because we're about to hop back outside, and if I'm done driving my car and I want to take the key out, I can't just shut off the car and pull my key out. You can see the key is stuck in the ignition. So this car has a reverse lockout, meaning that the car, you have to pull up on the collar, must be in reverse in order for me to take the key out. Now this is kind of a similar thing. Helps with anti-theft, also helps with safety. If you are parked on a hill, for example, and your emergency brake or parking brake fails, it's another little sense of security and safety to prevent your car from rolling away. So parking the car in gear is something that I've done on my non-Saab manuals that don't have any sort of lockout, but it's a good practice just to have anyways, but it's nice that Saab has actually made you do it from the factory in order to get the key out. For our last 2 quirks, we can finally hop back out of the car and outside. For number 9, let's head back up to the front lighting area here, and we have front headlight wipers. Now, a lot of Saabs from the 80s, and I think maybe even a little bit before that, and this is kind of the end of this era of these headlight wipers. These used to be pretty common, especially on cars like Saabs and Volvos that were made in Sweden or cold weather places where you'd get a lot of snow or ice. These wipers were meant to help wipe over the headlight and of course eliminate any snow that was on your headlights to help you see better while you're driving. Given that I live in sunny, warm Phoenix, Arizona, I have never personally had a use for these ever, but I do think it's cool that they're there. They can break very easily. They oftentimes don't work, but if they work and you need them, pretty cool. Our last quirk is also wiper related, and it takes us to the back of the car. Now, most modern SUVs, keep in mind this car was made in the mid-90s when SUVs were just barely starting to become a thing. Nowadays, just about all modern hatchbacks or SUVs have a rear wiper on this glass, and that's really because it's vertical, so it's a lot harder to get cleaned off, but this, as you can see, is relatively flat, much more flat than the windshield, and also you don't really get bugs on here. So I think it's very odd that Saab put a windshield wiper on the rear glass because, like I said, even today you really only see this on cars that have vertical glass in the rear. You don't really see them on cars that have such a slanted and sloped rear glass. There you have it. Those are 10 quirky features of the new generation Saab 900. I am sure that there are some that I have missed, so please let me know down below in the comments what you consider a quirky feature on these cars. Thank you all so much for watching though. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you very soon in another video.